I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Okay. Ready?
Right. Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live. Okay.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are doing it live. It's Monday, top of the week. What's going on? Round of applause. You made it. I made it through apparently a flooding and an earthquake in NYC. And guess what? I saw neither of them, heard neither of them, felt neither of them. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know if the media, like, was I just not in the right place at the right time for both natural disasters? It's a possibility, I guess. I don't know. Hit that like button. Share this stream. We're going to get into the trades for today. We're going to look at Operation Chokepoint 3.0 as well. We've heard of 2.0. What's going on with this 3.0 though? Something's going on. They're saying that they are about to really clamp down on crypto. Not CBDCs, not your stable coins. That's what they want you to use as crypto. They don't want you to use real crypto. They want you to use the basically crypto that they've taken over, which are all the stable coins. That's what they want you to use. So we're going to look at this Operation Chokepoint 3.0 situation and how that may affect your portfolio. It may not. It's not going to affect utility. That's all I got to say. Prices may change, but the utility of crypto remains the same. Again, hit that like button, share the stream. Shout out to Bit2Next for the support. And also, can't forget my guys over at Blowfin helping us out. Round of applause for both of them. We are streaming right now. Let's see if I am on Rumble. I'm not sure. Yeah, we're live on Rumble as well, even though it's saying in my streaming software that we're not. Hit the like button. Show me some love in the chat room. If you're watching on X right now, show me some love. If you're watching on YouTube, the shadow ban system, show me some love as well. Late start, but we're going to get into it. So today's trades, actually, before going live, I ended up entering the trade. I got some major news. Finally updated the Bloodalytics scalping system. It's been fully upgraded. Same system, but just tweaked a bit. I added some additional features on the chart that's going to help you out, know where you are in the trade. A nice little tool tip that indicates we're in a trade. All that good stuff we're going to take a look at here as well as I pull things up. Let's see if I can pull this up. Let's pull this up. Let's pull this up. Got to share the screen first, don't I? Come on now. See, I go away for a few days and I act like I don't know how to use any of this stuff. All right, so Bloodalytics scalping system available right now. Scan that QR code in the top right hand corner to sign up. It's only $24 a month, and it has just gotten even more powerful because the upgraded system has done a few things in regards to the just small tweaks to the parameters and a few small tweaks to the actual logic. And I'll go through that right now. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and do that. I'll show you what updates we have now on the Bloodalytics scalping system. So I pushed the update 10 hours ago to Trading View. Okay. And let me zoom in here so you guys can really see this. All right. So what I did was I added second order detection when getting close to stop loss lines. Okay. And I removed the delay on stop loss closes. That was something I noticed that when we did like close below the stop loss or above the stop loss line, it would be a delay in actually closing it. Now that signal comes up on the next bar like it's supposed to. I created in-trade tooltip that displays the current trades as well. We'll take a look at that in a minute. And I also, this is something else I did, just for the sake of you, to keep you out of the way of you, I actually, you'll see here, if I scroll back, you'll see these slightly red zones. That denotes the weekend. There will be no signals, no new signals initiated over the weekend. If we're in a trade, I allow it to continue that particular trade, and then it'll close out, but it won't add a new trade to the table during the weekend. Won't start trading again until about 8 o'clock Sunday. Just FYI, to keep you from messing yourself up. All right, so that's why you'll see now on the new version of the Bloodalytics scalping system, that red zone. That'll be the weekend for you. And also, as you can see there on the screen, the tooltip is now active, where you can see in real time where we are within a trade. So it'll show you where our take profit target is. So if you are, trading and you want to go ahead and set the first take profit target, you can do that, because now you see how far it is away. Okay, 0.65% away from entry, which was down here, right? And then it tells you how far away we are from the first take profit target. Remember, the first take profit target on my system is your 50% take profit. So we're taking 50% of the gains off of the table, locking those in, and then we'll let the rest ride. Now, what I did earlier, I was able to, before going live here, I'm up about $100 now. We'll take a look at that. Matter of fact, let me show you that right now. Let me scroll down. Okay, I'm up about $100 now on this long trade, scalping trade for Bitcoin. And the reason is I missed the entry, but as I tell you guys all the time, don't enter above entry zone. Always enter at or below entry zone. I missed this dip, but as I was setting up for the live stream at about 8:56, I was able to get in on the pullback that pulled us below the entry point on this trade. And voila, I am in the money now, ladies and gentlemen, on this trade, this long trade here. Okay. Let's see if I can bring up this view really quickly. All right, so give you some more real estate room on that chart. So as you can see, I also have the zones for New York, and I'm going to just dim it down a little bit because I don't like it being that present. So I'm just going to bring it down to about 5% for the New York zone. And let's bring this down, the London zone, to 5% as well. All right. So you can see more of the chart. Let me save that. So this link, I'll drop this in the chat room right now. This link is available for anyone. You just won't see the actual scalping system. But you can definitely bookmark it. Let me put this in the chat room now. All right. There you go. Save that so when you're ready to lock and load with the Bloodalytics team, you can already have it locked and loaded and ready to go. Shout out to Mindatron. He's in the building. Thanks for tuning in, my friend. Let's see. Let me get a little background music going here while we look at these trades. Let's see here. All right. So in that trade, we're moving up again in the green, about 4% right now on this particular trade. I put about 50,000 on this trade, so we're up about 4% on this long. I got in on the pullback right about here. Oops, right here. I missed this one, and I missed the actual initial entry. Missed both of those, but I was able to be patient. Didn't chase the market. If you were suffering from FOMO, you would have got in probably up here, and you will still be in the red. We don't want to do that. We want to be in the best position we can be, with the lowest risk and the highest potential for profit. That's how you want to set up your trades. Mind the Trom said here, close that 114 gap. I'm doing great today, my friend. How about yourself? You said it. You called it. You called the 114 last week. And sure enough, it happened. It happened. Last week, huge sell-off. And we'll take a look at the main chart here in a second. But huge sell-off last Friday in crypto. Was it something that happened in crypto? Was it CZ? Was it Coinbase announcement went bad? Or no, it was all because of the stock market. I heard Peter Schiff last night talking about this. He's like, Bitcoin, even though he's been wrong about Bitcoin, he's right about this. Bitcoin is nothing but a leverage trade on NASDAQ. NASDAQ goes up, Bitcoin goes up twice as much. Jason Lynn's in the house. Anything with Click says, why doesn't anyone talk about how well Tron performed since 2021? Because, bro, even in the crypto industry, we have gatekeepers. Okay? Justin Sun, as much as he gets on my nerves, he's being gate kept. He's being blocked from really being legitimized in the blockchain industry. So that's why you don't hear anything about it. They don't want you, the powers that be that control the media within the crypto space don't want you to know about Tron. Mine Tron, speaking of Tron, said got a 150x XRP long at 219. Killing them. Where is XRP right now? I do have XRP on swing trade. Let me see if I can pull that up really quickly. Do I? Yeah, not on swing trade. I have it on my my beta chart that I test. I'm forward testing some strategies, and I do have it on my beta chart, which is right here. Let's pull that up. This is my personal chart that I'm working with, and yeah, and this is actually running live. I had it automatically trade, and we went long on XRP this morning at 8.52, and took two take profit. First one at 3.03, and then the second one just around the same area. So I'm with you there, my friend. I'm with you there. But you got in even lower than I did. You got in down here, which was the first trade we took on Sunday. Took some profits, and then we toggled back and forth. And then we went long again. So again, the new tooltip is dope. I'm loving it. I'm like, I need to know exactly where I am within the trade, how far I am from the take profit, initial take profit. And if it's green, that means we're above take profit zone, the initial take profit. If it's white, that means we're below. If it's yellow, I have it programmed to be yellow too. Yellow is like maybe 0.1%, a tenth of a percent away from getting to that first take profit. So, for some of y'all that want to be FOMO people, you can go ahead and take profit when it's yellow. Let me see if I can here's an example right here with Sol. So Sol we are 0.06% away from that initial take profit we took here. So you can imagine, just going back, you can imagine if we were here, it would be yellow right about where we are before the actual L chicken, which is 50% take profit, would have been initiated. Take profit on this soul is 1 1/16 of a percent. Shout out to Voice Crypto. Michael said jobs report. Jobs report. Tell us about the jobs report. Are you talking about from last week? I'm assuming, Michael. I wish 219. Yeah, I hear you, man. The alt Bitcoin pairs look like they're gonna run LTC moving. I haven't looked at Litecoin in some time now. Shout out to Voice Crypto, man. He's been a member for 52 months. I gotta give another shout out. Thank you for the support, my friend. Even though it's been shaky the last few months. It's hard during the summer. It's hard during the summer. So he's asking the question here, what do I give Trump a grade right now? I give him a C-. Because he's really pivoting away from the core MAGA agenda, which I'm not a fan of. I don't know who he has in his ear, but it's not the right person. It seemed like the same old people from the same old team. So yeah, CB is not happy with Trump at the very moment. Can that change? Possibly. But the older the guy get, you know, you got to think like he's only getting older, so he's only going to get more wild in his rationale and in his thinking. So I feel like we're going in the wrong direction. And it's only going to get worse. He's only getting older, so it's only going to get worse. By the time the end of his you know, second presidency, the guy might be Joe Biden. And this is a fact of life. But yeah, somebody's in his ear big time. A group is in his ear, and it's really pissing me and a lot of the MAGA people off. So I'm giving him a C- right now. Still passing, but a far cry from where he was when he started this second campaign. I mean, he was at a A+ range in my book. Yes, indeed. So really quickly, I do want to give you guys just a public service announcement. Really not public service announcement. It's more so a promo announcement. You guys can, if you want to, get 5 days free of, let me pull it back up, this system right here, the scalping system. 5 days free. It's just been upgraded. 5 days free if you sign up with Bit2Next right now using that QR code you see there. And when you sign up, you get $10 free to trade. And of course, if you add more money, you get even more money to trade with. So if you add $200, you get $20. You add $500, you get $50. $1,000, you get $100. All right, so take advantage of that, because you can turn that 100 into 1,000 if you know what you're doing. If you're using the system right, the Bloodalytics scalping system correctly, you can really do some damage. Trump fired the Labor Department official in both crypto and stock market dip. See, this is what I'm talking about, bro. Like, we know the numbers are bull crap, but firing the head most likely is not going to fix the issue. How about you get rid of the entire Labor Department altogether? Round of applause for that. You don't even need them. You don't even need the Labor Department, because if the Fed looks at, statistics on their own, what's the point of, look at the private sector statistics? That is probably going to be more or less manipulated than Department of Labor. So firing that person sets a bad precedent. LTC gonna overtake Bitcoin, and my strippers are gonna be happy. All right, there you go. The strippers ain't gonna ever be happy, my friend, because Litecoin is probably never. The probability is so low. I don't see that happening, bro. What is Litecoin doing anyway? Like, what's going on in the Litecoin ecosystem? Anything with clicks? Let a brother know, because I haven't kept up on it. I'm done keeping up with what coin is doing what. The fundamentals, I'm done with in crypto. It's strictly trading. That's what I'm good at. That's what that way I don't have to keep up with anything. I could just look at the charts, trade, make some money. It's that simple. So we're getting a second pullback. The other thing I added to the updated scalping system is that if we get down towards this stop loss zone, we'll add on to our position. So we'll add another long. We'll double up on that long if we get real close to that stop loss, which is great, because if it turns around a second time, like for example right here, this happened last week. This was a great execution right here. We went short here. We took 50% of our profits. We ran back up. We added another short to this zone. And we hit it again. Pause, no diddy. Another take profit, another take profit. Another take profit. Another take profit. We just tore it up all weekend. Like a Diddy free golf all weekend. So that's part of the new logic for the script. And you can use this script on anything you want. You can use it on an altcoin. You can use it on stock market and indices. You can use it on Forex. You got to calibrate it. But I've set up for you Ethereum and Bitcoin out the box for you to trade, and I'll continue to update it for you going forward. That's part of the subscription to the scalping system. All right, scan that QR code if you want more info on that. We got Optimus Prime in the house. I'll be offering, when the new Bloodalytics website comes out, you'll have it'll be set up where we'll have, like, I have a link and a subscription for Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'll have a scalping system for, like the S&P 500. You can buy that if you want. You'll have various systems that you can just buy already set up. Parameters set up for you, back tested and everything by me. Again, or you can add it to whatever chart you want and do your own back testing and parameter building. Totally up to you. Just setting this up properly. So the Ethereum trade, unfortunately, we're not in one right now. We missed the signal didn't come through for a long. We closed our short from last week as the markets dipped going into the weekend, just similarly to what we did with Bitcoin. Though with Ethereum we got in even earlier. So Ethereum short we went executed at 7 a.m. on Friday or Thursday, I'm sorry. And our short for Bitcoin last week was executed on at 1:30. Okay. So we're pulling back right now on this trade. This will be an opportunity for you to get in if you haven't already. This is a free trade. Free trade right here. Free trade alert. Enter your long here on Bitcoin. Set your stop loss at around 114,400. And your first take profit target will be 0.65% from entry. So that will put us at roughly 0.65 is going to be 115,580. 115,580 is your exit, at least 50%. Now after that, you got to have Bloodalytics to know how to scale out the rest of the trade. But that first take profit setup is fixed. So that'll be at 115,580 for you. You can enter the long right now and be good, because we're right back where we entered. Set your stop loss for, I would say, 114,400, and you're good to go, ladies and gentlemen. Free trade for you. Free trade for you. Darren, I should have longed on baby oil. Mind the Tron, you are a fool, man. Hit that like button, y'all, especially over on YouTube where I'm heavily shadow banned. Let's get that participation up. Let's get the algo. Let's break through it. Again, we are right now about 1.5% in the green. Currently about 40 bucks. We were up about 100 and some change, but that's not what we're going for. We're going for this trade. I should be able to do at the first take profit. That would be 1% would be 500. So 250 at 250 on this trade. That'll be just over 0.5%, 250 and some change, maybe about 270, $300. I'll take half that off, so that's 150 locked and loaded. Cha-ching. And then I'll do, and then I'll just follow the Bloodalytics dynamic take profits after that point. If it goes that way, if not, we turn around and we go short. We go short. 114. Anything below 114, we're going short. 114,400, we're going short. So we're gonna trade this bad boy until we make that money. Johnny B. Crypto in the house. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, so that's where we are. Let's take a look at this Operation Chokepoint while we simmer on this long trade. And I gave you a free setup for today. That's what I'll try to do every time I go live. I'll give you a free setup if we're in the range of trading for the day. If there's an execution on the trade, I'll give you the setup. I'll give you the first take profit and stop loss. Okay. Was there anything else? So I do have actually one more thing which I'll talk about here in a second. I just got to pull it up. Yeah, sign up though for Bit2Next because you get a free $10. You could take that $10, 150 exit. After you sign up for and get free access to the Bloodalytics scalping system, you can 150x that $10 and make you $150 or something like that. Round of applause. Now you're on your way to financial freedom. Now you're on your way to financial freedom. Sign up right there, QR code on the screen. Scan it, sign up, send me an email as well to, and let me get this together really quickly. One second. Just get this right. Send me your UID and TradingView name after signing up with Bit2Next to algo@cryptoblood.io. After signing up, I'll get you a free 5 days worth of the scalping system. You don't have to have any fancy level TradingView or anything like that, because it's on the 1 minute. Everyone has access to the 1 minute, and you're good to go. Okay, we're heading lower. Let's see if we pick up a second trade on this trade here. That would be great. Let me zoom in. Then we'll talk about Operation Chokepoint 3.0. Uh-oh, 3.0. 3.0. Yeah, 3.0, guys. 3.0. So I'm just going to wait and see if we do get a second long. This is a really great opportunity right here to get into this trade if you're watching live. Oh, my factor box was delivered. How many of you guys know about Factor? I use Factor every week. I pretty much get my meals pre-made through Factor. It's a good no promo here, but it's a good food delivery service. Let me see here. So we're heading lower. I want to see if we actually get this second, pick up this second long, which would be perfect. Would be perfect if we could. Let's see here. All right, so yeah, we'll watch it, monitor it. I'll keep it on the scoreboard. But I want to look at, I wish I could like have two screens up at the same time sharing it. That's what I wish I could do. They need to allow that on these streaming software platforms. UID, isn't that a birth control thingy? Oh my God. Is it? I thought it was IE. No, not IED is a bomb. IED is a bomb. UID, it's something ID. You're right. It's something like that. You are definitely right, my friend. That's hilarious. Does Bloodalytics provide guidance for beginners in trading? I'm interested. Not per se, bro. I'm gonna do an updated tutorial video on how to use the system, if that's what you mean. But it's pretty straightforward, with some exceptions. And some of the exceptions is you even trading this system, like when you're in your exchange account, right? You want to, no matter what, most exchanges, like you'll have, like, I do market orders, but depending on where your your leverage is, right? You still only want to, on one trade, I would say you probably only want to use like up to 10% of your available margin for a trade. Now, the higher your leverage is, the more that's going to be more nominal dollars that you're trading. So you do have to know what you're doing there, but just a safe rule of thumb, 5 to 10% max when entering a trade, using up your margin. If we pull back, we get a double long or we get a double short, 5 to 10, hit that ruler, slide it over to 5%, 10%, buy or short again. And after that, if you're wrong, you're wrong. Don't try to IUD is it. My man Anthony Thomas knows. He's a pro. He's a pro. He knows what it is. IUD. That's it. That's it. But yeah, the rule to being a successful trader and keeping yourself in the game is not over trading. Meaning over leveraging your trades, going gusto, putting it all on the table on one trade, because you don't have to. If the system is a profitable system, over time you're going to just make money. You don't have to try to rush and crush it out the park with a with one trade, because that behavior is going to kill you at the same time. Because once you hit that losing streak, you're going to be used to putting it all on the table for one trade, and it's only going to take 1 or 2 trades for you to blow the whole account, and now you have no gas to drive the vehicle. Money is the gas for your trading account. You got to have gas in the tank. So it's a marathon, not a sprint. 5 to 10% each trade. Start off just trading one pair, and as you get better, you can maybe manage 2 trades at once or more. But you don't want to overtrade your account. You don't want to overtrade it at all. 5 to 10% of your margin risking on each trade, because it can go as high. It's likely that it's not going to go in your direction. For example, I mean, you look at the scalping system here. 65% of the trades are profitable in this system. There still leaves you 35% that isn't. So just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. So I want to go look at Operation Chokepoint 3.0. How many of y'all knew about 3.0? I only knew about Operation Chokepoint 2.0. I guess apparently there's a 3.0 now. And I'm just a little confused, because under Trump, I'm thinking that whole Operation Chokepoint shit should be dead on arrival. We shouldn't even be talking about that, since Trump and his cabinet seem to be very pro crypto, right? So I don't know why we're even talking about this. I have no clue. But to answer your question, Michael, I think I do have one, but I'm going to do an updated one. Let me see if I can find the old one really quickly for you. I'll drop it in the chat room. Let's go to studio. Let me just find it really quickly, brother. Let's find that really quickly while we watch this trade. Okay, this one. This is one of the older ones I did a few months ago, but it should give you an overall. What is this called? How to. Okay, so check that out. You get a chance. I don't know if you can click that within the chat room, but I'll be doing an updated one, and the updated one is just really going to just talk about this tooltip a little bit more. Again, rule of thumb: never enter a trade above entry, always below or at entry, because that every trade I have it set up to risk a certain amount every time. So you want to have it the same way every time you trade. That way you can maintain and contain your losses. So that's why I say either enter at entry or below entry. And if we're going short, it's the other way around, right? You want to enter at entry or above entry. So here's a short. You would have wanted to enter at entry or above it, like right here. That was the highest we got. This would have been a losing trade, trading today in the Eurozone. You would have entered the short here, and you would have exited here with a slight loss. Very slight loss, minimum loss. In the new video, what I am going to do is another thing I'm going to do is show you how to set up your own alerts in TradingView. That's the other thing I'm going to do in the new one. Because if you do have a paid subscription to TradingView, I think any level above free, you are able to set up X amount of alerts in your account. And so I'll show you how to push these alerts to your phone. If you have the TradingView app installed, it will push these alerts to your phone, and boom, you'll have alerts when shit goes down, a long, a short, a take profit, which will greatly help you, right? If you're out and about, you want to have access to that. But I highly recommend, if you're going to scalp trade, block out the time and don't do anything else until you make your target, your money for the day, and call it a day and go on with the rest of your day. I would not set a trade in and then you're out and about shopping or whatever, and then you forget, or you got no signal, and you know it just happens too often. So I highly suggest not doing that if you can. All right, we're starting to head back up to break even. Again, you'll see here we're about 0.76 away from our first take profit. So we're, first take profit is up here. I think I told you guys at 115. Let's just do a measurement on it again. 0.65, 115, 590 is your take profit on this loan. Blockchain report in the house. Good morning to you, my friend. Good to see you in the house. All right, so let's take a look at this Operation Chokepoint before we get out of here today. CCN, Operation Chokepoint. It says here, banks are quietly tightening the noose on crypto. So unlike previous efforts driven by U.S. regulators, Operation Chokepoint 3.0 is likely being orchestrated by major banks. Oh, okay. Now this makes sense. Charging steep fees or blocking access to crypto and fintech apps may reduce consumer freedom. JP Morgan's tactics succeed without pushback. Other banks will likely follow. But here's the thing. This is the beautiful thing about slightly free markets. If JP Morgan does this, they're going to alienate themselves, and the free markets is going to see right away, oh snap, JP Morgan is alienating this whole subset of banking consumers. Let me go grab them. So you're going to have a company like, I don't know, one of these fintech bank companies like Chime or some of these other ones. Maybe they'll be friendly and capture a lot of that business. So as I was assuming, with regulators stepping back, I thought that Trump was not really, going after the crypto space like that. A new front has opened, though, they say, not in Washington, but on Wall Street. Behind closed doors, under the guise of routine business practices, the biggest banks in America are quietly reshaping access to digital assets. The tactic is subtle, throttling through fees, friction, and control over consumer data. If this gets out of hand while Trump is in office, I think we should be able to get them to rein in on them, on the banks. I don't see this being a problem under Trump. However, not sure who's after Trump. That's the big scare. The issue here is post-Trump, what does it look like? Do we revert back to a draconian style laws against crypto? Very possible. And the more the U.S. loses its grip on power globally, the more draconian the U.S. is going to get. The more oppressive they're going to get. So, no matter who's in control. So this guy Alex Rampell says JP Morgan Chase began charging fintech firms significant fees to access customer bank data. While framed as a monetization move, critics argue the real intent is to restrict competition. This isn't about a new revenue stream, he says. It's about strangling competition. How Chokepoint 3.0 can undermine consumer choice. Banks are leveraging their control over payment infrastructure to make it more expensive, or in some cases impossible, for consumers to move funds to alternative platforms. And this again is the whole point of blockchain and crypto, is to make payment rails and payment infrastructures obsolete, at least the old ones. It should not cost you almost anything, fractions of a penny, to move money around like you do on Avalanche or on Solana, which is my favorite blockchain 3.0 platform. It should be fractions of a penny to move any amount of money. They don't like that. They do not like that. So we'll see. But this article basically says that Operation 3.0 is going to be coming out of the corner of the actual banks, not the regulators. But the regulators control the banks somewhat. I have to say somewhat, because you guys all know how the lobbying world works. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. How successful do you think that's going to be? Let me know in the chat room right now. I don't think it's going to be too successful, but let me know how you feel about Operation Chokepoint coming from the banks, not the regulators, this go around, in an attempt to slow down the adoption of crypto. I think they all want, even the government, they're going to act like they're for pro Bitcoin and all of that. But if things continue to unravel in the bond market here in the United States, and countries really start playing financial war against us, I don't see how they're going to be favorable to Bitcoin. I just don't see it. because in that scenario, if Bitcoin becomes more popular, that means there's less dollars circulating or buying bonds and treasuries. They'll be buying Bitcoin. But I don't think that's going to happen either, because Bitcoin does not yield anything in and of itself. So I don't even see Bitcoin as a competitor to the U.S. Treasury bond market. I really don't. If anything, it's a competitor to gold, but it's a complicated system. It's a highly complicated system. So we'll see how it pans out. Let's take a look at these trades before we wrap up for today. And don't forget, you can get 5 days free of this signal right here. All you got to do is sign up with Bit2Next. Scan that QR code. You'll get $10 out the gate for signing up. You deposit more money, you get more money out the gate. I'll give you 5 free days of the scalping system. You don't have to have anything but a free TradingView account. And you send me your UID number, not your IUD number. Send me your UID number and TradingView name to algo@cryptoblood.io. Sometimes those emails do go to spam, so if you don't get a response right away, ping me on the next live stream. Say, hey, Blood, I sent you my TradingView, my UID from Bit2Next. Set me up with something. Set me up with something useful, my guy. The other thing, really quickly. Just want to do this because, shout out to Blowfin. Blowfin is where the hedge fund signal is running. Okay, I'm rebranding the swing trading to a hedge fund signal. All right, that's where that's automatically managing and trading your money over on Blowfin. Let me see if I can pull the promo I got going on with Blowfin right now, though, because that's a nice one too. I want y'all to take advantage of everything you can, my friend. I'm giving them all to you. So, as you can see on the screen right now, Blowfin, we got a nice deposit and trading promo going on right now with Blowfin. You can scan that QR code and sign up as well. But essentially, you get these different tiers of trading bonuses or futures bonuses. Basically free money to trade with, and it goes against any losses. I think it eats up like 60% of your losses on each trade while you have that bonus. So it really does, like, it's really, if you're trading, it's almost like free money. This is from now until August 23rd. Scan that QR code, deposit $100, you get $30 in futures. Deposit $5K, you get $600 in futures bonus. And so on and so forth, up the scale. Let me get my big head out the way so you can see this. See if I can zoom in a little bit more. Let's see. Let's zoom in and bring it over so you guys can see that. There you go. If you deposit $1 million, you get $100,000. That's 10%. That ain't bad. I'm not even going to lie to you. Not even going to lie to you. All right, there you go, ladies and gents. Thanks for tuning in to today's live stream. I gave you the free trade for the day. Looks like we are heading back in the right direction again. I'm feeling good about a move up today. Since we got the sell-off last week, I'm feeling like a breakout, which pretty much kind of already occurred earlier today after the initial trade. We dipped and then we jumped up. I think once we get past this zone here, it's going to be a nice little breakout. We'll see. The day is still young. It's noon here, Eastern Standard Time. Got about 4 more hours, 5 more hours of trading in the U.S. session. So we'll see how it pans out. But I'm in it to win it. I hope you are. Scan that QR code again to get 5 days free of this scalping system you see on the screen. Nothing going on. Unfortunately, we missed an Ethereum trade. But we're in there on the Bitcoin one. All right, we're in there on the Bitcoin. Let's see who else we got in here. Hope everyone has a great Monday. Hope you do too, Mind of Tron. Appreciate you for tuning in. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live.
Okay.